the way I was able to drive things forward, which is for my business, for my goals, for my journey, it was to focus on the tasks that drive things forward. What I mean by this is that you have a goal, you have a journey, you have something that you want to drive forward. You got to understand what does this will drive forward. What I mean by this is that the business, what drives the business forward is the revenues. You got to focus on the revenue producing task. You can apply this to literally everything. I learned this from Alex Formosi, the 80-20 rule, and the 4% rule. And I will break those all down. First of all, Alex Formosi talked about focusing on the tasks that drive the business forward and spending less time on the tasks that don't drive business forward. Most of the time, we don't focus on those good tasks because they are more uncomfortable, right? You don't want to spend so much time to sales call, want to DMs. You got to do it because it's what's going to drive things forward. Same with everything. So you got to focus on those tasks that drive things forward. You can just write them down and figuring out what are those tasks and then going towards these tasks and like attacking them. Thing will get done way more better than you think. The one is the 80-20 rule, which goes along with the 4% rule. I learned this one from this book, Sell Like Crazy. This guy's name is Sabri Subi. The book is fucking amazing. And basically he talks about the 4% rule and the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule is basically 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of the work, which means that you got to focus on those 20% of the work, or at least put more time. If you cannot delegate those tasks, at least put more time into those tasks. 4% rule is 80% of 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of 20% of the work, which means that 4% of the work are going to come from 64% of the results. It's a great example about business. So of course you can apply this to any journey that you want. Just sort of the tasks that you need to do, that you have to do. You just put the check on those that you need to do. And basically just put a priority on those that will drive things forward. So for example, on all the business activities, he talks about checking emails, writing copy, speaking with clients, having meetings, creating Facebook ads, checking stats, creating system process, coming up with new offers and promotion, training onboarding staff, creating sales funnels, sending emails, shooting videos, recruiting, running events, making webinars, creating proposals, scheming and plotting, setting up the system, looking at analytics, and public relation interviews. So this is 20% of the this is 20% of the tasks that will drive things forward to the 80% of the results. If you turn around the page, you're going to find the 4% task, which is writing sales copy, coming up with new offers and promotion, creating sales funnels, shooting videos, doing webinars, and scheming plotting, which is very tiny. And if you focus on those, you actually get 64% of the results. And we can just take an example on this one. What drives the business forward is revenues, making income, making cash flow. So on this one, writing sales copy, coming up with new offers and promotion, creating sales funnels, shooting videos, doing webinars, scheming plotting. These are all tasks that will drive revenue, that will make revenue, that will basically make income, and more sales and more strategy. The way you can apply this to you is by defining and clarifying your goal. Once you have this, you're going to check on all the tasks you got to do. You're going to write down all the tasks that's going to come into your head. You're going to focus on those who will get you forward. And one tip that I applied is that we actually think that forward will get better things, like in the long run, in the future, we'll get into a certain point where it will be better. It's actually just up to you, up to the present to be better. And so you have those tasks, you have all those actions that you got to do. Just think about, what if I do this one? How far will it get me? And you focus on the tasks that will get you as far as possible. There are some tasks, some action, or some process that we got to go through. And if we go through these, we'll think, oh, if I do this, I'll be 6 months ahead, or I'll be 2 years ahead, or I'll be that amount of time ahead. Right? So focus on these tasks that will actually get you ahead or get you forward. And this is going to make a major difference because it actually be that time ahead. But what's weird is that we are not actually that time ahead, because if we not do it, there will not be that time ahead. It's not done by itself. So it just depends on the unconscious base that we have on our goal, which means that we believe that our goal will be accomplished in that amount of time. And by focusing on those tasks that will drive things forward, then we'll think that there will be that amount of time ahead. Will actually not, because it all depends on what tasks you choose to do. But this is still a great metric to focus on and to use to know what tasks to do. So definitely focus on those tasks that will drive things forward. And as uncomfortable as things may seem, and as much as you don't want to do them because they will actually drive things forward. You dive in and you might look overwhelmed. One tip that I use is that I imagine myself at the end and I see that it's actually not that big to do, it's actually not that hard. And so I do it and it's done. And so because I see myself over there, I can kind of turn around and see what I did before. And so I see that it's not that big to do. So I can actually like go into this without feeling it's too overwhelming. If it starts to get overwhelmed, just take a journal, just take a piece of paper and start journaling and writing all your thoughts, all that you need to do, all your worries, and you can dive into that task with all of these because these are just already maybe some tasks that you want to do later that you don't want to forget. That's why I always keep a to-do list so I don't get lost in all this work. I would love to debate with you on this in the comments. Make sure you follow for more videos. Focus on you, become, and be great. See you next time.